that's an interesting question. If your profiles are doing things like selecting all volumes, with a /, or you're, specifically picking the C volume and the D volume and things like that, then, we can pull that out of a report. Ideally, something like a Winterstat or a Sequoia view is going to give you an idea of what's on a machine, break it out by file extension and file type and things like that. Each and every client, though, has a database on it too. So here, let me pull up an administrative command prompt for you guys. And we're going to go, let's see, CMD. We're going to hit the client tool command. That's going to be the easiest place to get a pull or a list of what is being backed up, okay? And this could be scripted into something fairly easily, so your RMM tool could pull this or generate this if need be. So we're going to go to, and you should be seeing my screen. We're going to go to Program Files, Backup Manager. Let's do Client Tool. This is a command line application. Dash Client Tool space Help. And I want to do Session Node List. This is going to list all of my backup sessions. So we'll grab this one. So we could do Client Tool. Let's do Client Tool Help -C for the command, and we'll do that Control Session List. This is going to give me some syntax now on that particular command. So I could specify a particular data source. I could do a delimiter if I want to create this out as a tab delimited field. It's going to be saved to a file, things like that. So let's try this session here. Control.session.list. And I'm going to do -data source file system. So this is a fairly new backup device, but this is the session history for all my file and folder backups since I deployed this new agent on December the 5th. So you've got your full history here. If your customer needs full exports, full history of backup jobs that are running, just pulling something like this out would give it to you versus trying to capture, copy, and paste it on a per client basis from the management console. Yes, the API can pull it out, but here, quick command line and drop this out as machine readable, port it to a file, control the tab or comma delimiters, things like that is a way to go. The other command that we were looking at there was Control Session Node List or Control Session Node Export. It's going to give you the file lists from a particular session. So let's try that. Client Tool Help -C Control Session Node.list. So in this structure, it wants to know my data source. It wants to know delimiters and then maximum number of files to print. Do you want to put a header in this? Do you want to show removed files or just changed files from backup sessions, things like that? And then, of course, you can give it a time date stamp to match up with those sessions. So you get, sessions that were changed from files that were changed from a particular backup session. Otherwise, it's always going to do the most recent one. But this one's going to give you just the changes or just the deletions. It's not going to give you a list of the files that were exactly the same and had no modification. So once you've ran this once, you could just use these as like delta updates or incremental updates to the exports. The other one is going to be control.session-node.export. Let's see, -data source file system. And you can see here, I'm getting this full list of files and paths as to whether it's changed or unchanged from the prior backup. If it's been removed or deleted, those kind of items are going to show up as well. So yeah, it is possible to dump out, full selection lists and things of that nature. But in this scenario, you're talking about, some file systems with 500,000 files on them. So this is probably not something you'd want to do on a daily basis or what have you, but the fact that it can be pulled, what is being protected, what is restorable, is all here. The final setting I'm going to show you is, let's see here, control.setting.list. Let's see, I'm sorry, not setting.list, selection.list. So this is going to list your backup selections. And this might be sufficient if you're just giving your partner or your customer a list of basic paths. So help-C, control.selection.list. So it's going to output a list of your current backup selections, your data source, the type, the priority, and the path. And we can also create delimiters for this one and export this out into a couple different formats. So for this particular machine, we're going to do this. So as it stands right now, my only selection for backup on this machine is file system, inclusive, normal priority, the C users, Eric app data, Google Chrome user data default path. And if I were to go back to my local backup client and we go to the backup tab, you're going to see when I come into edit that I've got just that C structure. But this is a pain to go through and expand your entire tree. You can also come over here to the left and see that that exact path is selected as well. And if I were to do something more like, come in here and select the entire C, select the entire D drive, and then remove a couple things as well, and hit save, you'll notice how my list of selections is now listed here. And if I come back to my command prompt and run the same command, now I've got what is included for backup and what is excluded for backup. So definitely a couple different ways to show you exactly what is being backed up, but not necessarily the types of data, if you will, because it's creating all files and folders unless you set specific exclusions. Okay, hopefully that's helpful.